Hello everyone, my name is Gold and welcome back to another video. Today will be a guide on how to play 2011X effectively and hopefully you'll score some dubs in outcome memories. So jumping straight into this, who is 2011X? 2011X is Johto Boy's, I hope I pronounced that right, remake of Mystic Crimson's sonic.exe. He's the 2023 remaster of it. He's from Sonic 2011, and there's not much to really talk about for him. He is just like all the other EXEs, sadistic, crazy, comes from the void, cosmic deity, excess, or Sonic the Hedgehog. How he plays in game, though, is a little bit different than how you would think. See, instead of playing like a godlike entity who just runs at peoples and one taps them, instead he plays somewhat like a stealth killer to an extent. I wouldn't call him just stealth, but he can use stealth tactics. So he has one passive, this being his short temper. There's a temper bar on the left side of the screen, and this will fill up as 2011X gets stunned. When he gets this to full, he'll be able to access his fourth move, Rage, which I'll talk about later in the video. His first move is Attack. I'm not sure if you would classify this as a move or not, but I am. You just click M1 or left click, whatever you want to call it, and 2011X will either swipe forward with both his hands or for a right hook. Both attacks deal just deal 42 points of damage, 50 in rage mode, but it's nice to have alternate animations, so I think that's something we can appreciate with the devs putting in that extra work for more animations. Moving on, we have invisibility. 2011X will become invisible for a brief amount of time. It's not said how exactly long, but I want to say like 20 to 30 seconds feels kind of long, and that's if you let the invisibility bar deplete fully. When he's close enough to Survivor, they will be highlighted with red, and he will be able to click one of the number keys on your keyboard. If you click on one of these keys and you'll see someone, it will be like Sonic and then the number 1. If you click 1, you'll teleport to Sonic. He'll do a scare animation, which 111X will strike a pose and then say boom or something like that. And he won't be able to move for 2 to 3 seconds, but he will teleport to that person. I wouldn't recommend using this move unless you absolutely cannot find a way to get to someone and you're just baffled on where the heck they are, if they got to some weird glitch spot out of bounds. But outside of that, I wouldn't recommend teleporting. It's more like a recon or to maybe like when someone's running up a flight of stairs, decloak just ahead of them so they run straight into you. Something straight out of a horror movie, which is kind of the point of the invisibility. The ability will end when he teleports to someone, or if he presses E again, which just makes him invisible. He can't attack or jump while in this form, however, he gains a massive amount of speed, and his, I guess, gravity is reduced, which means if he goes on a spring, he gets sent flying. This is really helpful on maps like You Can't Run, which have a lot of springs. Same thing with Green Hill, or Not Perfect. A lot of the maps really have a good amount of springs. It's not great on Access Castle, but I find it really helpful on You Can't Run and Not Perfect because there's a lot of springs and high verticality, so you can just go over one and fly through the sky and airstrike people. I might even do it in some of the gameplay footage here. I don't really remember if I did or not, but if I do, that would be cool. Um, Invisibility is very handy. I recommend using it as a recon or to catch up to people. You come as fast as Sonic's peel out, so you can catch up to Sonic's peel out, Eggman, and pretty much anyone in the game. You just can't attack. His next move is Charged. This has a 30-second cooldown. I forgot to mention Invisibility has a 10-second cooldown, and Attack has a 1-second cooldown. Charge, you click Q, and you'll flash red twice before flying the direction in the camera. If 2011X touches a player in the state, he'll grab him and start choking him out. It does 2 damage every second. The survivor will be forced into a minigame where you have to press your WASD keys or your D-pad if you're on controller to try to break out, and you have to line up the small red bars that will be incoming with the big red bars. And if you time it perfectly, you get a little small bar at the bottom of the screen fills up. Get that bar to max, you break free. Another thing to note is if someone stuns 2011X in this, it instantly ends it, and you can just be free. So if you see one of your teammates and they're getting choked out, I recommend just stunning because 2011X really can't do much outside of just choke out the person since he can't cancel it himself. It's also note that 2011X will instantly down or kill someone if they got 15 or less HP in the minigame. This means you could hit someone twice, you could hit a character like Amy or Tails twice, and charge at them, which will pretty much insta-kill them. It's really good combo. I recommend doing that. There's some cool text with it. You can go underneath not perfect if you time it correctly, or you could just bounce off a spring and then soar really high up with it if you just wanted to fly into the skybox for the funnies, or do a super aerial strike. It's very handy. The animation is different if it lands on Metal Sonic. 2011X will start stomping out Metal Sonic, just straight up curb stomping him. He only deals 1 damage, but it doubles the tick rate for every hit, so it will eventually deal more damage quicker, but it's kind of slower moving on. But with enough time, it gets really fast. Like I said, I recommend doing this after hitting someone twice, or as a quick finisher if they're already low. You don't have to exactly do it after hitting them twice, but it's a good finisher. Or, if someone's in the air like Tails, he's flying, just nab him out of the air and start choking him. There's not much he's going to be able to do about it. Next is God's Trickery. God's Trickery is a very unique move in the fact that he will teleport, kind of. 2011X will slowly turn invisible, and then he'll teleport to a random survivor. They'll summon clones of 2011X. Free, exactly. Or, it's kind of weird. It says summoning clones to attack, free others. Oh, my bad. I just can't read. So for every survivor he shows up behind, 2011X will be highlighted one of 4 colors. Orange, blue, black, or distorted. If he's orange, survivor has to move. If he's blue or distorted, they have to stop moving. And if he's black, you have to jump. And if he hits, 2011X will distort their vision, invert the controls, and if it's the real 2011X, it'll deal 25 points of damage. It was previously 15, so that's a nice buff. It's really good if you can't find anyone and you're super confused on where everyone is. And it's also really handy as a good finisher, last man standing, because it does deal 25 points of damage. His last move is Rage. Rage is very, very handy, though it's kind of timing based. At least if you want to maximize Rage, you have to use it at the right moment. Use it too early in the match, and you're not going to be able to get any kills with it. Or if you do, people will be able to survive. Use it too late in the match, all the kills you do get from Rage won't matter because the ring will be open. And let me explain this. If you kill someone in Rage mode, you gain time like you normally would. However, if you kill someone in Rage mode while the ring's active, the extra time doesn't help you at all. It just adds extra time. If anything, the survivors have more time to escape now. So don't use it if the ring is active. Use it before. If you're stunned, then it's exception, use it anyways, but I would recommend using it at like a minute 30 if you have it, or even a minute 20 if you really like to cut it close. You may also want to use it when players are on their last life. So I like to get 1 or 2 guys on their last life and then use it and finish them off just to get at least some time and also get some kills out of it. 20 of Lex will click X and go into Rage, or my bad, it's Z. And my bad, this is weird. The wiki says the keybind is Z, but also says X. And for the record, yes, I am reading off the wiki for some of the info, mainly because it has more of the cool downs and keybinds, but the wiki isn't always accurate, so I apologize for that mistake. After a short windup, the timer will pause and new meter will count down the seconds before your rage ends, which was a minute 30. While it's active, 2011X will have a red aura and the sky will darken. 2011X will have a faster run speed, shorter stun time, and more damage. However, God's Trickery will be disabled for the duration, and Invisibility will briefly highlight all survivors instead of making you invisible. It'll also make you super slow if you use your highlight, so I wouldn't recommend. And your M1 cooldown is 2.5 seconds. However, every time you deal damage, survivors will be highlighted, and if you kill someone, the survivors will be highlighted. Another thing to note is if the ring's active and you use rage, it stops the ring. You can't escape for the ring anymore. It's just bink, can't escape forward. So that's very handy. So the recommendation for this, like I said, is use it either like a midway point or once some people are on their last life. It's good to know that if there's only 1 survivor left, it ends the rage immediately, regardless of the duration. So my strategy for 2011X is I like to go in and try to find a target. I usually go invisible to start a match just to immediately start finding people. Find someone like Tails who doesn't really have a stun at the start of the match, and just go after him. Hit him once, hit him twice if you can, and if he tries to fly away, grab him. easy prey. Just kill him instantly. Don't not guard his body. Instead, use God's trickery. This will allow you to instantly go onto the next target. If they're coming for tails, that's nice. If they're away, it's whatever. Because if it's a cream hiding in the corner of the map, guess what? Everyone's going to be rushing to tails aid, which means cream will be by her lonesome self and vulnerable to your attacks. So use God's trickery after you down someone. I find this strategy incredibly handy, and if you get a cream, you'll be able to disorient her attacker, and then once you take out cream, go invisible and find someone else, and just keep bouncing between targets. Keep it fast and just kind of be sneaky about it in some sense. Like I said, there's some stealth elements, but it's mainly show up, kill a guy real quick, vanish, rinse and repeat, and take them out one by one. You can fight them in a group, but they're gonna stun the heck out of you. But this is handy because I would recommend using invisibility at the right moment. Because if someone were to, like Knuckles, were to charge up his punch, if you get near them, go invisible. Most of the time, they'll punch thinking you're just gonna charge head on, and they'll miss it entirely. Another thing to note is use your invisibility wisely to dodge moves, but don't dodge every move. You want to take some stuns, not all of them, just a few here and there. Carefully select which moves you want to be stunned by. Maybe like a couple of Amy's hits or Knuckles' punches. Not something like Tails because that's a little too long, or Sonic because that gives him his dodge meter. But maybe Metal Sonic or something. Get him low. Make him feel like, oh wow, I'm stunning the EXE. And then use Rage Mode. And then just kill him. So that's my recommendation for 2011X. Show up, kill somebody, get out of there, pop rage when you feel confident, or if they're on their low lives and whatnot. Just don't use rage too early, otherwise everyone will be at like high HP values, have all their stuns, and it's not going to work out. It's just going to be bad. Some side notes about 2011X is he does have a few skins, these being the Retro X skin, or Classic X, however you want to refer to it, and Miku X. Classic X makes them look more like a video game low poly, not sprite, but low poly, kind of N64-ish like character. Think of maybe like Sonic R if you've seen that. It's the one where Tails Soul comes from. His charge animation references his previous games, and his ambiance has changed, and all of his music has changed to different chase themes, and it's mainly just remakes, but it's mainly just remakes of his normal chase themes, but it's not entirely, it's slightly different. Miku X is just based off Hase Miku, so you have a bunch of different voice lines that are just like in the voice of Miku. And also the theme is different, which is Deaf Siren for the Last Life, and I hope I pronounce this Moru Sekai, which I think is what the chase theme is called. It's kind of a pricey skin though, and a lot of people associate it with tryhard, so he does have the Forsaken 2011X skin, which is an unconfirmed variant, though the developers have been talking about potentially adding this as a skin, so look forward to that. And there is the Squid Game skin, which, as far as we know now, is just an admin skin, but it may be get added to a private. If not, you would just get it for public eventually. And Fields X was going to be a skin, but I believe they're changing it to an entirely different character called Looney, who I'll talk about in a different time. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if there's any other characters you'd like me to cover next. I was thinking about covering maybe Sonic, but let me know. And feel free if I got anything wrong, if you have any tips or anything. Make sure to subscribe and smash that like button, and I'll see you all on the next video. Gold out.